I am the country conservative.
And I'm Brendan Statler from The Brendan Statler Show.
Thank you for joining in, watching the primary results as they come in. Got a lot going on today, so we're going to see what happens. Oops, I got to turn that down. Okay. So what we're going to be looking at today is we're going to be going over things like who can participate today, who's on the ballot, and what are we watching for, and stuff like, what happens next after this. But first, please join me. All righty, guys.
All right, polls are officially closed now.
Yes, they are. We'll see what's going on, what's going to be happening here, hopefully shortly.
I think it's going to be it should be anyway. We should be getting the results pretty soon. Fox News just declared Trump the winner as I'm speaking.
I'll be darned. Well,
that quick.
What's that?
I said that quick.
Yeah, that was quick. Let's see. We'll put it up here and we'll see if they're going to show anything. Yep, they're not showing anything yet.
Yeah, I have Fox News on my phone here. They just called it, and polls closed, 2 minutes ago?
Yeah.
7:02 right now. That's embarrassing
crazy,
if you're Nikki. That's embarrassing if you're Nikki Haley.
It is.
Your own state.
And they're not saying anything yet, and I might have the wrong one on.
I'm gonna go to you got that live now from Fox on. I had actual Fox News on. MSDNC is projected Trump the winner also.
Oh my, okay. Well,
Man. That's a quick knockout punch.
That is a quick knockout punch.
Would you turn your camera off?
No, do you not see me? I froze up.
Nah, not seeing you at all. We could hear you though. That's all that matters. I'm the eye candy for this anyway.
Let's see if I can get this back on.
There you go.
Okay, now we're back on. We're ready, and I had too many windows open, so that's an issue.
I knew it was going to be quick. I didn't think it was going to be that quick.
Yeah, that's for sure. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to get my phone on and get some live feed going on here, but
we didn't even go through any material to eat up some time till we got results.
No, and if you're saying they went that quick, that's fast. Now, what we got going on behind me? Well, we're getting ready for Trump to come out. I'm going to see if I can put this window back up. And see if
Man, is there any way that she stays in the race after tonight?
She keeps saying that she's going to.
I know, but man, you get every news outlet's projecting you lost, and the polls have only been open for 2 minutes, and it's your home state where you were governor. That's right. Man, that's tough.
Embarrassing. You're right.
That's very tough
to get out.
Nikki Haley's political career is officially dead, and there's no chance of resuscitating it after tonight. That's just, she committed political suicide by staying in this race. She can never run for president in the future now, because every opponent she has, if she were to run for president again in the future, that's going to be the first thing they go to is, you got beat in your home state where you were governor, and the polls were only open for 2 minutes before every news outlet projected you the winner. There's no coming back from this. Nikki Haley she's dead on arrival.
We're going to go live here with Trump, and he's getting ready to speak.
I don't know if anyone else can hear volume, but I can't right now.
What about now?
Nothing, but last time we had this issue, I went back and watched the video, and it did have audio. So I don't know if anyone's listening in the chat, if you could comment, if you could hear the video or not. That would help us out a lot.
That would be playing.
Yeah, I'm not hearing it. Like I said, I don't know if anybody in the chat hears it at all.
Yeah, that's bumming me out now.
Hey guys, Ray Casper, Chief Communications Officer here.
I can do this. Tell me if you hear it now.
Guys, this is the best AR for the money on the market.
I hear it vaguely. It's kind of faint though.
Collar price, the PDA coding on the bolt carrier muzzle device is second to none. This flash. Sub MOA specs of the factory. It has an amp, charging handle, infinity selector switches. Guys, you can get this. Stop.
Oh,
Financing is low.
man.
$9 a month. No cash.
Stop. Did you know thousands of Americans from the IRS program to collect as much as $3,000?
I can't hear you. Can you still hear me, Brendan?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can't. Oh, God. Hear the echo, too, my voice.
Yeah, because I can hear that. Now, this is making me mad. Okay, let's get back on here. Okay. And we're going to go up to here.
And we don't want that in our country. We're not going to stand for it. We're not.
Can hear it now.
You have terrorists
Can you hear
coming in. You have
Yeah,
people coming in that we just can't. We can't do.
I can't see it. I'm looking at myself, but
The United States of America, no country. So we're going to straighten things out. The border is the worst it's ever been. You know, in 2016 we won a bad border, and I talked about the border a lot. Talked about it a lot. And we're going to fix it. We fixed it very quickly. And in 2020, we couldn't talk about it, although we did get millions of more votes the second time. But now there's a spirit that I have never seen. We ran two great races, but there's never been, ever, there's never been a spirit like this. And I just want to say that I have never seen the Republican Party unified as it is right now. Never been like that. And a big part of that is the people standing behind me. These are the biggest officials in South Carolina. But I say like the biggest officials in our country, as far as I'm concerned. They're state figures, but they're national figures, and in the truest sense of the word, they love our country so much, and they want to see our country succeed and be respected again. Right now, we're a laughing stock all over the world. Our country is going to be respected again, respected like never before. So this is a fantastic evening. It's an early evening and a fantastic. You can all go down and you can celebrate for about 15 minutes, and we have to get back to work because Michigan's coming up. We're doing great. The auto workers are going to be with us 100% because they got sold out by this country. But Michigan's up, and we're going to have a tremendous success there. And then we have a thing called Super Tuesday, and I think we're leading 91-7 overall. If you don't mind, may I have the pleasure of introducing some incredible people? Because they stuck right from the beginning, from the very moment.
I think we just lost it.
So supportive of me, and we really,
There it is.
really love them. They're great. We have a great family, and we have incredible friends. And we're going to be up here on November 5th, and we're going to look at Joe Biden, and we're going to look him right in the eye. He's destroying our country. Say, Joe, you're fired. Get out. Get out, Joe. You're fired.
Try something else here.
And much more important.
You hear that?
I did for a second. Still nothing. Now I vaguely hear it.
Incredible state, and
There it is.
much more importantly, his wife Peggy.
Sorry, everybody, for the technical difficulties.
What a couple. But I'd like to ask him to say a few words. He's a very special man, an incredible governor, very popular in the state. And
There we go. We got it.
He gave us advice, and he is right from the beginning. You know, from the day I announced,
I got a
I
little
had
delay
the
between the
lieutenant
picture
governor, he
and
was the lieutenant
the
governor.
voice.
And from right at the beginning, when I announced, and I said, I don't know the gentleman. Is he good? They said, he's really great. They said, well, I hope
The one
so.
I got behind
And
me
you
is
know what? Within
playing
about 2 weeks, I
before
said,
that
guy
one.
is unbelievable. You know, I never got the support of the governor. She supported somebody else, but I had the support of somebody much, much better, Henry McMaster, and we won in a landslide. And I'd like to ask the governor to say a few words, please.
Man, that's a hell of a delay.
I know.
Thank
Let's
you,
go
Mr.
back with
President.
it. So
I'd be very brief.
now we got Trump going in here, and I don't know why I can't get
That you were here.
him
It was
talking,
a great moment in
and I have him
American
on
history. We will probably never
in
see
the
another
share,
one
but
like
it's
it.
not working for some
Every time
reason.
a rocket
And I'm not
launches,
sure
it
why.
goes up slow, and then it's climbing and climbing, and then boom.
Let's
that
go.
next
You still there?
See, I have no problem with that. It's a problem. What a personality. I don't know. But he endorsed me, and then we asked him to go and do. I said, is this the same man? And he campaigned nicely, but he's a high quality person. When he was supporting me, when he Senator Tim Scott, he went out and he was ripping it. I said, what happened to Tim Scott? What a dynamo.
You there, Brendan?
Yeah.
And I'm not sure why here.
I'm just very happy he didn't have that same energy, drive, because I think I probably would have been out of the race a long time ago. But I want
All
to
right,
say
everybody. Sorry about that again.
So many people have such great respect
So we
for
got
him. And
Trump,
you're
as you
lucky
can hear
to have
behind
him in
me.
the state. Tim, please say a few words.
Hello, South Carolina! The longer I
Can you all hear
speak,
that in
the
chat?
less you hear
Tell
of
me if
him.
you
So
can
let me
hear
just
that
ask
behind me. You can
one
see them
survey
talking
question,
behind me.
and you better answer it loud and clear. Is South Carolina Trump country?
Thank you very much, Tim. Really great job. Amazing. Another man, not a lot of people know him. He doesn't do too much television. He happens to be a little bit further left than some of the people on the stage. But I always say,
Can you hear him
when I'm
talking,
in
Brendan?
trouble on the left, I call
Yeah,
up
this is the
Lindsey Graham,
clearest
and
it's been the
straightens
entire
it out
time.
so fast. And I'll tell you, no, remember. I love him. He's a good man. Come up here, Lindsay. Come up here, Lindsay. Come here.
Okay, you ready? America, the nightmare you're facing is just about over. Help is on the way. This is the most qualified man to be president of the United States. And let it be said that South Carolina created the biggest political comeback in American history.
Thank you, Lindsay. So, I have a son who's a very talented guy, and he works so hard, and we love him. And his wife is very good. She goes on, and Laura. And I want to thank Eric and Laura. Amazing people. Let's go down a little list of some of the people that are up here tonight, because every one of them is a star in their own right. And your lieutenant governor is going places. You do know that, right? Pamela Evans. And really going places. And Speaker of the House, Merle Smith. Who's,
Sorry, everybody.
Sorry
about that. I don't know why I'm having so much difficulties today.
Producing on the fly.
Fantastic person.
We're producing on the
Great
fly.
job for the state. An attorney general who's been in the news lately a lot, winning cases. Oh, I wish we had such a good attorney general like that in New York. Oh, he's a great attorney general. Alan Wilson, thank you, Alan. His father happens to be up here too. Remember his famous lives? Remember? He's been loved ever since, hasn't he? Huh? Treasurer Curtis Loftus. Curtis, thank you very much. Wherever you may be, thank you, Curtis. Mark Hammond, Secretary of State. Thank you, Mark. Ambassador, and this is a great ambassador, one of the best. Anytime we had a problem, I just call Ed McMullen, and he would solve the problem very quickly. Ed, thank you very much. We have a man who's done a really good job in the state. Your South Carolina GOP chair, Drew McKissick. Thank you. Thank you. We have a highly opinionated group of people. I'll tell you, they turned very positive on you very quickly.
They should move his ass off the
You have
stage.
a beautiful, beautiful state right next to
My
you.
camera frees
North
up again.
Carolina. We love North Carolina.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought you turned
In
it
fact,
off
they
for
named
some
their-
reason.
You can start talking.
She said both.
Okay.
She's very.
Let me see if I can
That's
find.
okay, but they
Hold on. Producing on the fly.
both of them. We love them both
See.
very much, and we won them both very easily. And one of the reasons we won North Carolina is a man named Michael Watley, who looks to me, we gave him our endorsement, and he looks to me like he's going to be going on to the National Republican Party.
Yeah, I don't know what's
as
going
the
on
boss.
here, everyone.
Michael Watley,
Trying to get you
where's
guys the
Michael, thank you
camera
very
and
much. And he's gonna
everything
be
going
working
on
with
here.
us.
This is probably going to be a video that I'm going to delete tomorrow
And we may be putting Kellyanne
because
in
it's
the
not
group,
working
too.
out
We
the
love
way it's
Kellyanne,
supposed to
we
be.
love Kellyanne.
Yeah.
But
Where was
fantastic
that?
job, both of you. We
I'm
appreciate
trying
it
to
very
find some
much. What a
numbers.
job he's done in North Carolina. You know,
So,
Yeah.
that
like I
evening,
was saying before we went on here, Donald Trump had won the 2016 South Carolina primary, got 32.5% of the vote, but there were many more candidates in that race than there is in this one. I think there were 5 or 6 total in 2016 for the South Carolina primary, and of course, there's only 2 currently. According to Fox News numbers, Trump's at about 70% of the vote right now. As it stands, of course, they're going to fluctuate between here and there as more votes come in, but he's really dominating Nikki Haley at the moment. I think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be close at all. This very well may be what makes Nikki Haley drop out of the race. This is probably the most humiliating loss she has suffered.
You have done a fantastic job, and we very much appreciate it. Thank you.
With any
Thank you,
luck,
Michael.
she will. This thing's dropped up again.
Congress, including members of Congress out in the audience. This room is full of
I am not sure what's
energy.
going on with my
and our
camera.
party is full of energy like never before. And I mean it. There's never been unity. There has never been unity in our party. Just think of it. We've had a lot of primaries in this state.
I'm not sure
The
what's
fact
going on
that
with my
We
camera.
got double the number of votes in history. There's never been anything like that. Who's ever heard of that? So we have members of Congress with us. I'm very proud of this one because I sort of said that guy would be great. We had somebody that did a vote that I wasn't exactly happy
We're
with.
looking at the delegate
He
count
voted
as
to
107 for
impeach
Trump
you.
and 17 for Haley.
And until then, he'd love to have that vote back, I can tell you. But until then,
Looks like I'm going to have to
until then,
fix
he
one
was a
of my
man that
other
couldn't be
cameras.
beaten. I said, really, let's see. I said, who do we have that's good? This is the best we have, a man named Russell Fry. And Russell Fry got out.
As of right now, according to the numbers that Google is showing right now, Donald Trump is at 61.9% of the vote. He has a total of 7,483 votes. Nikki Haley only has 37.4% of the vote with 4,519. It's still only showing 1% of the votes are reporting. That's just what appears when you type in Google. I'm going to try to go around other sources and compare numbers, see what others are reporting at the moment.
William Timmons, Congressman William Timmons, who's been a
I'm seeing about the same thing,
for
61.94.
Joe Wilson.
Is that what it is?
And these will
Yeah.
take a while.
Smart.
Yeah, Fox right now is saying 61.9 to Haley 37.4. Trump has 7,653. Haley has 4,625. Still 1% of the votes in, according to Fox.
Opinion, and he's got very strong opinions, and he hates to see what's happening to our country. That I can tell you, but he'll straighten it out.
And I think Trump's total is only going to climb as the night continues. I think this is going to be the worst loss that Nikki Haley has ever suffered.
A very good person.
And I don't see how she stays in the race after this, despite all the anti-Trump money the Karl Roves and the Bush Cheney apparatus trying to drag her across the finish line to take out Trump. It's just it's a losing battle at this point. There's no way you get humiliated this bad this quick. It's over. There's nowhere she's going to win. If she can't win her home state, what state is she going to win?
She's not going to win any states.
No,
That's the whole thing.
It's not just the fact that she's losing every state. She's getting embarrassed in every state. So it's like none of them are even close. She's getting humiliated every state she goes up against Trump. Remember, the Iowa caucus, she actually finished third behind DeSantis. She hasn't been close to winning any state. And by the way, a lot of people may not be aware of this. This was an open primary tonight. This was not just Republican voters. So, as we all know, the only people that seem to back Nikki Haley are Democrats or swampy type Republican voters. And she got humiliated tonight, and she had a lot of there were probably a lot of non-Republican voters voting in this as well.
Incredible people.
Oh, most definitely, because
That's the damage.
To travel out to California.
I had everything set up for the night, and everything got screwed up for some reason. My cameras and everything, and showed all of Nikki Haley's backers are mostly Democrats now.
Yeah.
And if I was a Republican backer of hers and I was giving her money, I would be mad. I wouldn't be wanting her because the Democrats are only doing this to take votes away from Trump. That's what it's all about.
And it doesn't seem to be working, honestly. It's because, like I said, and I said this the first video, the first live event that you and me did together. The Iowa caucus, and all these votes since, but the Iowa caucus this primary season, this is the first time that the American people have had an opportunity to vote for Donald Trump since they started going after him with this draconian lawfare. So this is the American people responding back to the police state. Essentially, this is the American people giving a big middle finger to everyone in Washington D.C. at the DOJ, the FBI. This is the response from the American people. Trump, despite all the indictments, despite all the fake witch hunt stories that go through the fake news medias, Donald Trump is still dominating. Donald Trump and MAGA are more popular today than they have ever been. It's way bigger than it was in 2016, and it got bigger in 2020. As we all know, Trump won. Biden was illegitimately installed into the White House. But now it is even bigger in 2020. And this is why they're going after him through all these bullshit cases, these draconian police state cases, because I see how much his support continues to grow despite the sham indictments that they throw at him. He just continues to grow support. They're starting to understand there's nothing they could do to stop him.
Now, with any luck that he gets the $4 to $5 billion that he just sold Truth Social for to help him at least put up the money on a bond to beat this sham of a case in New York.
Hey, New York's paying for that now, aren't they?
Oh, yes.
Everybody's pulling out of New York.
And that's a good thing. This is what we need.
It's a good thing.
And that's what I'm hoping that we can put up on. Get it reversed.
Yep. A lot of these cases, I think, will go to the Supreme Court, especially most recently, this one in New York. This is, all the cases against Trump have been terrible. But, I can't decide which one's worse. Was this one worse or the one with E. Jean Carroll? Just both of them, no evidence of any wrongdoing. You could say that about pretty much all of these, but the one why I think the one in New York, this so-called fraud case, is the worst for me, is because nobody was frauded out of money. Nobody lost money. The bank was paid back. the loans he took, the typical business stuff. This happens in the world of business every day, where people oversell their property, exaggerate what it's worth. This happens in business all the time. And Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank has said this on multiple news programs within the last week too. There was nobody was frauded out of money. So how is there a crime?
And
there wasn't.
Yeah, exactly.
You can tell the banks anything you want to tell them. It's up to the banks to decide.
Yep.
What's your property's worth? You can tell them, all right, I'm worth $100,000, and they come back and say, well, no, you're only worth 50. We're only going to give you $50,000.
Yeah. Well, my thing is there really people out there believe that Trump said, his property was worth X amount more than it really was, and the bank just took his word for it, loaned him money, and the bank didn't actually look in and say, no, your property is worth this. It's just, this is how these people think, though. It's just no common sense whatsoever.
Not whatsoever. Now I froze up again, so I'll be right back with you.
I'm here. But it's only 3% of the votes in now. They're showing Trump's at 53% of the vote. Haley's at 46. According to Fox. I'm still sticking with my prediction. This is going to be a landslide victory for Trump. It's going to be a humiliating night for Haley.
Very busy schedule there for the former
president. Oh, you better believe it. So hopefully we get some more results here soon.
Yeah, they're coming in very slowly,
and I quit going blank because every time I turn around, I'm going blank, and I do not know why. A brand new camera, and it goes blank on me. Sorry about that in the audience. I'll switch my cameras out for Tuesday night when we do Michigan. Michigan's going to be a little different because of two different poll closing times. And they have one at 8 o'clock, and they have another one at 9 o'clock.
Because of the different time zones, Michigan's right on the line for two different time zones. So that's the reason for the hour difference to different poll closing times.
Remarks there after his projected win in South Carolina. It was
I'm still trying to work on things here and
for someone like
check it out. I'm checking out the delay that we have between us and Rumble. And I never had these problems earlier, and then now all of a sudden I'm getting the problems. Right now, all I'm seeing is you on Rumble.
Do I look good at least?
Of course.
They say the camera adds 10 pounds.
You can use it. I can't. So hopefully we're coming up here soon, and hopefully all you stick with us and listen to what's going on. And you see in the background here that Donald Trump just got done with his speech. Now I'm waiting to see if Haley gets on there and finally says the right thing and says, I'm out of here. I'm done. I'm wrapping things up, because she was on earlier today saying this wasn't political. And it most definitely is political. It's all political. The Democrats are paying her to take away votes for Trump, and that's all it is.
If it wasn't political, she would have gotten out of the race by now. That's what every other candidate has done to this point. Hell, even fat ass Chris Christie, who sole purpose for running was just to have a platform to bash Trump and raise money so he could go to Baskin Robbins and Dunkin' Donuts every day. But even he knew when to get out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how she stays in. I don't know how people support her, honestly, to this point, because you're getting humiliated every election, every single election, and you're still going out making the case that trying to make the case that the vast majority of the American people don't want Trump or Biden. Well, apparently the vast majority of Republican voters, at the very least, want Donald Trump. They don't want you because he's running circles around you every election. You two go head to head. It's just nobody wants her. It's clearly based on politics, because this is the thing people need to understand. Just about everybody in politics, with the exception of maybe Joe Biden, none of these people are really stupid. They just have evil intentions. A lot of these people are very smart. Nikki Haley, I don't, despite the name Bird Brain, I don't think she's really stupid. She's just she's an evil person. Let's just say, like most politicians, she's evil. They know what they're doing. They know that this is based off politics. She knows she has no chance at winning. This is all about throwing hand grenades at Trump and just seeing what happens. Just she's basically throwing shit at a wall and seeing if anything will stick. There's absolutely zero path when you have this track record. There's no path to victory. You can't win your home state. You get embarrassed this quickly in your home state, you're finished. You're not winning anywhere. It's all political.
Yeah. I'm showing you on Rumble, but not me.
Yeah, I'm not seeing you either.
And I don't get that.
I don't either. We never had this problem before. This is the first time we've had this problem. Well, at least we can hear you. At least your mic works.
Yeah. And my camera's showing me on this Rumble Studio. It's showing me. But I don't get it. I'm not sure.
I guess we'll just we'll go as planned. You got anything you want to talk about or say? We'll still go through it, and we'll just make adjustments before our next one. I mean, at the very least, we could get people in here to laugh at us. I mean, so
yeah, no, true. Well, right now they're showing 4% in.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing too.
At 55% with 19,583. Haley at 44% at 15,679. So that's only 4% in. So we got a long way to go before that actually happens.
I can't help but have the feeling something's going to happen with this counting. I'm not saying that they already projected Trump the winner. They're not going to walk that back, of course. But I can't help just the thought that something's going to happen. It's going to delay the count. A bursted water pipe or something like this. Just to use as an example, so they can slow down the count and make the race look a little better for Haley, so she could still continue to make the argument to stay in the race. I'm not saying that that's definitely going to happen. It's just a feeling I have. Anybody in the chat want to agree or disagree with that? Let us know your thoughts.
Hey, hello everybody. I'm back in the chat in video for some reason, and I don't know why. But thanks for sticking with us when we're having all these problems here. Hopefully I can get this figured out for Tuesday so we don't have these issues again.
This is what we get for using the Canadian platform. Damn Canadians.
But yeah, Tuesday we're going to be doing Michigan. If you weren't here before, we'll be on at 8 o'clock. And it'll probably be a fast one also. But like I said, they have two different time zones in Michigan. So one of them polls drop at 8 o'clock. The other one drops at 9. And so hopefully everything will go a little smoother the next time. And we can get all the material that we put in to tell you guys about what's going on, and all the videos and stuff that I took 3 days to get to set up. And I didn't get to show any of it today.
Charlie's got to fix his camera.
Big time. A brand new camera, and I don't get it.
Cheap Chinese shit.
Yeah, you're probably right. They wasn't that cheap.
No, just cheaply made.
Exactly.
Man. Yeah, now Trump's pulling further ahead now a little bit more.
Is he? Not seeing
50,
any.
57-42, only 6% in.
Okay, so we
I'm
still
still
got a
sticking
way
with.
to go.
Yeah, I still have a pretty good feeling it's going to be a pretty sizable margin here. I think it's going to be pretty demoralizing for Haley. I don't see how she stays in the race after tonight. I mean, she very well may, because this is not normal political times we're living through here. If this was under normal circumstances, it would be over.
Right.
But they're so afraid of Trump. They're trying to do everything to get rid of Trump. I mean, she might stay in this till the very end, despite the fact she's getting her ass kicked in every single state. I just can't imagine that they continue to throw money at her. I mean, I know these people want Trump gone so bad, but at the same time, I almost wonder if they throw their money towards a different method. I don't know what that other method would be at this point, but this is clearly a losing battle. They might as well go and set a bunch of $100 bills on fire. This is a losing battle, what they're doing now.
Oh, it most definitely is.
I can't wait for Haley to come out and give her fake victory speech, channel her inner Bill Clinton comeback kid. She's going to have a victory speech tonight.
Oh, most definitely. And I'm checking out my stuff on Rumble too, and all my stuff screwed up on my phone.
Is it?
It's showing my old Rumble account, and I don't know why it's doing that. I'm signing out on my phone and going to sign back in, log in on my computer, but this is just, I don't know why it's not working. So we do have a lot of things. We got a long way ahead of us till the general election in November. There's so much to do. And we've got to just keep going at it no matter what. That's why we do these videos. That's why we do the live feeds, to get the truth out to people, because these idiot liberals don't believe anything that comes on MSNBC, and the freaking View. They're idiots.
Yeah. You don't like the View, Charlie?
Oh, good God, no. And I wish they'd take them off the air.
I thought you told me the other day you watch that every afternoon. You crack open a nice cold Bud Light, pound a tall boy.
Oh, right away. I'm going to get me one of them Bud Lights. Oh, my God. So now I can get signed back in right now. So
he does it after he goes and gets his booster shot.
Yeah.
There's still idiots at Nikki Haley headquarters with their signs celebrating like they just won. Fox News is showing it right now. It's hilarious to me.
That means she's going to come on and she's not going to drop out.
I wouldn't think so. I mean, I'm just baffled by it more than anything. It's mainly just because I would think the money would dry up after a while. You know what I mean? It's, I think they would. I know they want Trump gone, and they're willing to do, anything to get him gone. But you would think that they would come up with a new method at this point, because, like I said, these people we're fighting against, they're not stupid people. They're very smart people. So you would think that they would pick a new avenue to try to take Trump out, because this is clearly not working.
Yeah,
Not working at all. I
Well,
love how they got I like how they have the camera zoomed in on Nikki Haley's sports. They don't want to show the whole room. There's probably really like 20 people there.
right. So we
And
had,
they're probably all mostly donors and special interest groups and everything else like that.
yeah, we had a watcher in there, Heidi. She said that, and she made sense. She said it's over, but she predicts that they're going to drain the money from Trump, and that's exactly what they're trying to do with Haley.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not going to bankrupt Trump either. I don't. There are a lot of people that are donating directly to his campaign. The people that typically would donate to the RNC don't donate to the RNC anymore because the RNC works against conservative values. So now they're taking the money that they would donate to the RNC and they're donating it right to Trump's campaign. So it's they're trying to go after him every way possible, but they're not breaking him at all. It's every attack they have against him, he's just getting stronger. I don't see any way that they could beat him. The only way Donald Trump is not back in the White House in January of 25 is if we all sit home, we don't vote. That is the only way we do not win, despite them trying to steal, because they're going to try to steal. We all know this, but they're not going to be successful. People need to understand this, and I said this before in one of the videos we did with the past primaries, with one of the past elections. They needed help with the steal in 2020. They did it through their disinformation campaign. Every negative thing they said about Trump, they suppressed the Hunter Biden laptop from hell story. And, everything else that factored in that. They said Trump's handling of COVID was terrible. And they were able to brainwash enough people to either not go out and vote or to flip and go vote Biden. So many eyes have been open since this hapless, feckless old man named Joe Biden was installed into the White House. They're not going to have that help. They're not going to be able to manufacture a steal like they did in 2020. So, everybody's got to go out and vote. That is the only way we lose, is if people sit out. You could still be pissed about 2020, but think of it this way. Use the stolen election from 2020 as your tackling fuel. Everybody's seen the movie The Water Boy, tackling fuel. Use that as motivation to go out and vote to put Donald Trump back in the White House, because that is what these people fear the most. If Donald Trump gets back in, the swamp's reign is over. And that's why you see how desperate they are right now. They're willing to go to any length to take him out, remove him from the ballot, put him in prison for 700 years, take away his businesses, bankrupt them. They're losing power. So my message to everyone watching this is, don't be discouraged because of past elections. Use this as motivation. Get out and vote. Get your family, your friends out and vote. There is no excuse for not voting. If you do not vote, if you sit out this election and do not vote, you were contributing to the downfall of this nation.
Most definitely. And while you guys are on here, please go visit our channels. Mine is a Country Conservative here on Rumble. Don't forget to follow us. Go to Brendan's. It's Brendan Statler Show. Follow him. Check out his videos. We're also on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. I'm under Charlie Brown. What are you under on Facebook, Brendan?
Brendan Statler. And on Twitter, I'm at Let's Go Brendan 5, BRENDAN 5.
So please go to our channels, share our videos with your friends and families too. This is why we do this. Brendan just got his new channel on Rumble set up, so he's still getting his videos. He's got to get over there. But please share our videos, and so we can get the truth out and get these idiot liberals. Maybe they'll wake up, because this is what's got to stop, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to try to do our smallest part we can do to try to wake these idiots up. and let them see what's actually going on. That's why I do it, especially with this Fannie Willis case and Nathan Wade case. That's the biggest one yet.
Miss Piggy.
I just put out another video about their text messages and their cell phone
Yeah,
records.
I saw that.
That's going to be a kick in the ass come Friday.
That's a big deal, all this, because I think, and I think just about everybody watching this would agree with me, if Fannie Willis and Nathan Wade are removed from this case, all charges should be dismissed. They should not be allowed to try Trump for this again, because, if you could prove there's a conflict of interest between the two of them and there's more than enough evidence to, support that, how can you say that the charges they brought for were not motivated by their conflict of interest? Charges need to be dropped, and he shouldn't be able to be tried for this in the state of Georgia.
Well, anything and everything they call so-called evidence she had is now tainted.
Mm-hmm.
Will this judge do anything? Because he's a liberal judge, and the cell phone records themselves show that both lied on the stand, saying that their relationship didn't start until after she appointed him. Well, that was a lie. The cell phone records show them over 2,000 calls 11 months prior to him being appointed, 12,000 texts. So that alone right there is going to show that they lied, their credibility shot. So everything should be thrown out.
Yep.
But you never know with this judge, and it's supposed to come back Friday. And he's supposed to come back. They're supposed to do some evidentiary hearing, I guess, to start throwing some evidence. And I'll guarantee they're going to bring them some new witnesses.
Yeah, and another thing you got to remember, this is Donald Trump. No case involving Donald Trump makes sense. It's all politically motivated. There's nothing with it really makes sense. So, I mean, to any sane, non-biased person, you would say that, all these charges should be dropped, especially if they're both removed from the case because they're the ones that brought the charges. But I highly doubt that that's going to be the case. I think there's a possibility they get removed from the case, but as far as the charges being dropped, just based off how desperate they are to take out Trump, I don't see that happening. I see somebody else picking up the case, and it'll probably ultimately go to the Supreme Court.
Well, they've only got a couple choices here, and it'd be the assistant district attorney and or the I can't remember who they said, but he was a Republican. So that's a little gleam of hope right there if he gets it, but he's not going to just sit there and say, well, we're just going to throw it out. He's got to come up and say, he's got to have the proof and everything to back what they're trying to bust Trump for. And they don't, because that Raffensperger, the Secretary of State back then, with the bogus phone call that he said they telling him to find him votes was a lie. And he admitted to that. He admitted that he made up the story to the fake lame news media to get this going and to get this indictment going. So who knows what they told the jury that indicted him, because they had to be all lies. So this is the kind of stuff that we're trying to put out to people. That's why we do these videos, and that's why we ask you guys to go and check our videos out on our channel so we can get the truth out there. I've got over 300 of them. Brendan will get his on as soon as
I'm about to say I had a lot more on my previous channel, but it was hard to find just because of the name. I made the channel before I started putting content out. It was just to watch other people's content, so I wanted to put my actual name, the Brendan Statler Show on it. And I just made it, 3 days ago. So I got 2 videos up right now. So there's going to be plenty more that comes out too. So definitely give me a follow on there. It would be much appreciated. And I'll be putting out some great content for you guys soon.
And you'll be able to get notified whenever we put out videos and stuff. I'm on YouTube too, but you never know when that's going to end.
Yeah, I gave that up.
Yeah, I'm under country.
I got in trouble too much.
Yeah, I did get in trouble on there. But right now we're streaming in 6 different places. So I've screwed up 6 different places today with my technical difficulties. So with any luck, Tuesday will be a lot better. So I'm hoping you guys will join us then. But I'm hoping that Nikki Haley's coming on so we can watch her sorry excuse of an ass. Because right now I'm seeing 57% for Trump at 57,634, 42% for Nikki Haley, 42,149. At this point, what is that? 11% in. At this point, he's not going to drop out.
No, what I'm seeing right now on Fox is 18% in. Trump's at 56.1%. Haley's at 43.4%. Is what it's showing on Fox News right now. Of course, every outlet's different what they're reporting now, but yeah, it looks like they're showing the map right now. It looks like Trump has a good possibility of maybe sweeping all the counties. He's got they're pretty much all red so far. As it stands now, there's still a lot of votes to coming. Of course, it's only 18%, but from what the map's showing right now in South Carolina, it's all completely red for Trump, according to Fox News. So wouldn't that be even more demoralizing for Haley if she loses every county in her home state?
Yeah, she is losing.
And she'll go out and give a victory speech still. She'll go out and give it.
I'm on a Fox Sports, but right now they just showed 56% at 85,334 for Trump, and Haley is 43% with 6,979.
Yeah, I'm not seeing numbers right now. I'm just seeing percentages. Let's see what MSD and C's, if they got numbers up right now. See what they're projecting. Let's see here.
Yeah,
Trump won 101 delegates to this point, it's shown, and Haley has 17, according to MSNBC.
I'm going down again. Are we back up and running or no?
Yeah, I could. Your picture's froze. Okay, you just went again. You were up for a second.
I don't know what's going on with that.
24% of the vote in, according to MSNBC. Trump's at 57%, 115,726 votes. Haley's at 42.4 with 86,092. That's MSNBC.
And I wish I could get this thing fixed, and I don't know what's going on with this. Every time I turn around, it screws up.
It's okay, Charlie. I'll be the talent for the night.
Yeah, you have to be. It's every time I turn around, I moved it to show everybody the TV behind me, and it just went out again. So thank God you're on here because we'd be down.
I'll keep us afloat. You're frozen again. Man. Yeah, what can you do? But this is I'm interested to see what the total vote count is going to be tonight. We probably won't get them for a while at the pace that votes are coming in. But if like I said, it's it's over for Nikki Haley if it wasn't already before. And I don't mean that just this election. I mean going forward, her political career is completely done. And it's amazing how everything that they throw at Trump, whether it's through the elections, his opponents in the elections, or the draconian lawfare. It's amazing how their whole scheme to take him down is completely falling apart. We're seeing it every day. How everything they attempt to keep Donald Trump from taking the White House back is just a complete failure. It's amazing to see what's happening, because there were many people a year ago that did not think that Donald Trump had any chance at winning. For various reasons. I know a lot of people that were on the Ron DeSantis train, a year ago, this time a year ago. And I even said back then, not to, pat myself on the back, but I said, if Donald Trump announces he's running, it doesn't matter who else is running. There's no point of another Republican running. He's going to get the nomination, and it's not going to be close. And the reason is because the American people recognize that Trump is the candidate that the deep state is the most afraid of. And, we're starting to see evidence of that now through these landslide victories he's having, every time his name's on the ballot, sometimes when his name's not on the ballot, because a lot of those none of these candidates votes that Nikki Haley lost to in Nevada, guarantee you the vast majority of those, if not all of them, were Trump voters. So, we're living through a very special time in American history. There are a lot of people that are, down and kind of scared of the future, what the future may hold, and I completely understand why. What we're going through is scary, but at the same time, I think we're in the beginning steps for many prosperous years. We're going to have to go through a hard time between here and there. It's not all going to be, it's not all going to be pleasant. It's, there's going to be some fights ahead, and it's going to continue even after Trump gets back in the White House. It's not going to be Trump sworn in and all of our problems are gone. There's going to be some fights even after that, but it all starts with getting Donald Trump back in the White House to take this country back. I can see you, but I can't hear you. Is your mic off? Nothing. Can you do sign language? If you do some sign language, that might help. Nothing. You want to get a whiteboard and a marker, write down your thoughts? Nothing. I'm not that good at reading lips, Charlie. You have to help me out here. So while Charlie's getting his bearings, I just want to reiterate to everyone, the most important thing is going out and voting. I know everybody's still frustrated with what we saw in 2020 and also the past midterms. We definitely underperformed in the midterms. And there's not a lot of faith in our election process for obvious reasons. But understand this: if you sit out and you don't vote, you're playing right into the deep state's hands. You are helping your enemy win. Do not help your enemy. You have to go out and vote. Unfortunately, that's the only thing that we could do to take this country back. We have to go out and vote. We have to overwhelm the steal, and we will do that if we all do our job. I can hear you, but I can't see you.
You can still hear me?
I can hear you now.
Well, keep it up. Doing a good job.
Thanks. You should be paying me for this.
Yeah, I'm telling you. But I've lost my camera totally now for some reason.
Well, at least you got the mic. We could carry on just hearing you. No offense, just seeing you is not enough.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to change this. I am definitely going to change this tomorrow.
Have you been using that to record the videos you put out this week?
Yeah. Yep.
No issue. Yeah, there was no issues for that either.
No, I had no problems with it, and I don't know. It shows it's working fine on there, and then all of a sudden it just freezes up. I'm not even showing connected on my computer right now, so I'm going to have to shut down and reboot everything. And going on and put my other cameras back on.
Trying to see if we got any updated numbers here. I just got percentages, not numbers, but from Fox News, Trump's at 57.9%, Haley's at 41.6%, with 21% in. It looks like they're still waiting on Nikki Haley's fake victory speech.
But again, please join us on Tuesday, 8 o'clock for Michigan primaries. We're going to be doing every primary all the way up to the general election in November. Don't want to miss it because I'll probably screw up. My cameras will screw up every time we turn around. So we did have a lot of stuff here to go over and to show all the corruption that's going on between the Biden administration and him not taking a cognitive test. And Trump has asked the White House to debate with Biden, and that's not going to happen.
No.
Because you've got these idiots out there that sit there and say that Joe Biden is good for working off the cuff, and they're full of shit.
That's when COVID's really going to spike. That's going to be their excuse for not having a debate. There's going to be a serious uptick in COVID there. They're going to try to slap masks back on people and threaten you to get the poisonous China virus shot if you want to keep your job. I see that all coming back real soon, probably around time where we would be having presidential debates. But it's funny in a way. Like everybody on the left criticized Trump for not participating in the Republican debates during these primaries when they had the Republican debates. But they'll completely excuse not having debates on the Democrat side or Joe Biden not debating Trump whenever Trump gains the nomination. It's just you see how you see how these people operate. They don't believe anything they say. It's all just to put a narrative out there. It's a double standard. We see it every day with these people.
Well, the Democrats are going to say that since Trump wouldn't go to the Republican debates when all the guys were first coming out, and they'll say, well, why should we debate you when you wouldn't debate your own people? They're just going to make some kind of excuse up to not show how weak Biden is. Because right now we've got another balloon going over our country right now, another spy balloon. And they're not shooting it down. They're not doing anything. They're letting exactly what they did the last time. They're letting it fly right overhead. So,
probably over a bunch of military bases, coincidentally.
Yep, and they're not doing a thing, but they flew some jets up near it, and that's all they did. So that's where we got to get him out of here. And this is why we do these videos. That's why we do the live stream. We've got to get people woke up to see how demented this fool is, and he needs to go.
Yeah, it's I could understand, skipping out on a primary debates, especially when you're somebody like Trump. It's just going to run away with the nomination. And if you're an incumbent, you're not having debates anyway. But Trump's already been president, so Trump's not officially an incumbent, but he sort of is in a way. Trump is the Republican Party currently, so I understand someone like him sitting out if he's just going to dominate the field. I don't care what polls are showing, how far one guy's leading over the other. If it's a general election, you should have a minimum of three debates. I think it should be three. A minimum of three debates. It doesn't matter what polls are showing, who's leading who. You have to do three debates once it comes down to a general election.
Right. It's my camera's moving with me. That's what I like about my camera, except for this. It moves with me, but it screws up every time I turn around. So I don't like that part about it. I'm not seeing this guy. I don't know if you guys are seeing this best guy. He's from YouTube. You guys probably won't see that. You can tell me what a goy is. We have not discussed what a goy is. So go ahead and tell me the best goy. Let me know what that is. But there's been so much going on between the Democrats and Joe Biden and him almost falling down. Did you see where he had Nancy Pelosi at 80-something God years old was walking Biden by his hand to Marine Force One so he wouldn't fall down?
Yeah, this guy is, to state the obvious, it's definitely an embarrassment for our country. I mean, this is the guy that, at least appears to be, we're supposed to believe, is speaking on behalf of all of us representing our country. I don't think Kim Jong-un, Xi Jinping, Vladimir Putin, any of these other world leaders are not only not threatened by Biden, it's quite obvious that none of these other world leaders even respect him. And, how could you? I mean, hell, pretty much all the citizens of the United States don't respect him either. They look at him as illegitimate, weak, and corrupt. Those are the three words that describe him best, I would say. So if he's not respected by anybody here, he's not respected by anybody, in these other nations.
Well,
I mean, you just
going on.
Yeah, you see him make an ass of himself every time he's in front of a camera. He stumbles over his own words. He trips going up the stairs. He shits his pants when he's meeting the Pope. It's just, how do you sit down and have a serious discussion with someone like that? This is why our country's not respected anymore. We were respected and feared under Trump, and now the rest of the world's laughing at us.
And it's not so much about the fear part. It's the part that they knew Trump wasn't joking when he would take action.
Yeah.
And this joke, that's why you got China trying to invade Taiwan. You also have Russia invading Ukraine. This would have never happened under Trump. You also have Israel and Gaza. None of this stuff would happen if Trump was still in office. But they see the weakness of Biden and the Biden administration. So they're taking advantage of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the main point I was making. You know, we had peace through strength with Trump because these other leaders knew not to screw around or they were going to face Trump's wrath. You know, Biden's not, like I said, can you imagine if China would have sent a spy balloon over all our military bases when Trump was in office? Imagine what Trump's response would have been to that. We still have yet to respond to China about that. And that was well over a year ago at this point. There's still been no response, and there's not going to be a response because Joe Biden is weak. He's bought and paid for by China and Ukraine and probably many other countries that don't like us so much.
That's for sure. Now I'm looking at numbers here at 58% for Trump, 114,124. Haley, 41% at 80,655. With these numbers, she's not going anywhere.
No, that's an ass kicking.
Yeah, she's going. I believe that she's going to stay in again until Super Tuesday.
I think she will too. I'm just like shocked more than anything that she's still in and she's not going anywhere. Yeah, it's not even close right now. I can't remember the exact numbers you said, but according to Google, I just typed it into Google to see what they were reporting. Trump's at 59.4 with 149,507. And Haley's at 40% with 100,520. And that's 29% recording, according to Google's numbers. That's a pretty big gap there. It's not, the gap is not closing at all for Haley. You know, if she wants to get out and make a fake victory speech, she better do it soon because this isn't going to get any closer. And they got to do it whenever it's the closest it's going to be, remember, because that's all that will come out of the news headline. You know, they'll quit covering it there as soon as it's as close as it's going to get. She'd go out, give her fake victory speech like Clinton did back in the 90s, and the media will carry that narrative that she's still very much in this race when she's, you know, despite the fact she's getting humiliated every election, she goes against Trump. So she better make that speech soon if she's going to do it tonight.
Oh, that's for sure.
Because I don't see this getting any closer.
She should be coming out here.
Look how far in they zoom. There's probably like 12 people there now.
Yeah, most definitely.
They're all donors.
Yeah. But it's just crazy how the Biden administration and these people, Joe Biden will not be the nominee. I guarantee it. He will not be the nominee. And he's got to do it pretty soon because he's running out of time. Unless they're going to just throw this twit in there and see what she can do for him. Is she going to switch parties?
I don't think you can if you lose a primary. I don't think you could switch parties and run that same election.
Well, supposedly you're right. Supposedly you're not supposed to be able to. But there's one guy that was running against Biden was trying to do a unity ticket. And I think they were saying the same thing, that you're not supposed to be able to.
Now you could do a write-in that scenario, but your chances, of course, are slim to none. But that's the only way you could run is a write-in campaign. You can't, from what I understand, you can't switch parties and run. That's I forget what they call that law officially, but they call it basically the sore loser law is what people refer to it as. So I'm still sticking with Gavin Newsom, and I've been saying that for probably a year and a half now. I don't see who else they pick. Everybody says Michelle Obama. I do not see Michelle Obama running, and the simple reason is this. The Obamas are not liked like the media portrays them, especially with Black Americans. Black Americans do not like the Obamas at all because they felt, and they would be right in assuming this, that they were left behind. They were forgotten about under the 8 years of Obama. Obama promised them change, and all that happened to the Black community under 8 years of Obama is they got even more poor than they already were. So the Obamas are not liked by many Americans at all, especially by Black America. And the people on the inside understand this. So I don't see them pushing Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama is definitely not liked, probably even more than Barack Hussein Obama. Probably even more disliked than him, if that's even possible. But both of them are hated now, so I don't see them running her. I think Gavin Newsom is really the only legitimate option for them. But you're right, they're running out of time here. I thought they would have done this a lot sooner. I figured, Biden would have had a stroke or a heart attack. At least that's what they would report to the media. And he would come out and say, because of my declining health, I'm not seeking re-election. Boom, they start propping up Gavin Newsom. They let Biden finish his term, maybe. Then they install Newsom basically as the nomination, and they run Newsom against Trump. That's what I could still see happening at some point, but I figured they would have done it way sooner than I think it should have happened by now if they were going to do it. So I'm kind of wondering what's going on at this point. I can't think of anybody else other than Gavin Newsom that they could possibly run and have the best chance, I'll say, because I don't think they have a chance regardless who they run against Trump. But who would give you the most likely chance if you had a chance?
Right.
And I think that's Newsom. I don't see any other option for them.
Right. But I think you're going to see here coming up soon that the Democrats are going to start throwing Joe Biden under the bus, even more than what they're already doing. There's already some people that are trying to throw him under the bus. And I think it's going to happen here real soon because he's only got a certain amount of time before he has to get out so they can put somebody else in. So we'll see what happens. But Jack R. from YouTube, they are allowed to secede from the government if they want to. They have to do it through their state legislature. And Texas was thinking about it at one time. California was thinking about it. I wish California would do it. And somebody just saw it and threw it into the ocean because Gavin Newsom would definitely not be somebody I'd want to see to run a ticket. We do not want this country being like California is.
No, and I think, believe it or not, and people might think I'm crazy for saying this. This is just a feeling that I have. I think people are going to be surprised come election night. I'm not saying that Trump's going to win these states, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think. I don't think they're impossible to win. Let me say that. I think New York is definitely in play for Trump. I think even Illinois, and I think California is even in play because you got to think, the Black America in these inner cities, talking about Chicago and the Bronx and New York, they are not happy at all with the illegal aliens coming into their neighborhoods. Black Americans are not happy with that at all. And you look at California, the homelessness epidemic and the drug epidemic. There were people sleeping on the streets of San Francisco for how long, which is also Nancy Pelosi's district, by the way.
They still are.
They're still sleeping there. What was the one time they had them cleaned up? When Xi Jinping was coming in to San Francisco so Gavin Newsom could kiss his ass, he cleaned everything up. And Gavin Newsom even admitted to this during his press conference with Xi Jinping when he was in San Francisco. Yep. It's just, I don't see, I think that people are going to be very surprised. Like I said, I'm not by any means saying that California is definitely going to go red and Illinois is definitely going to go red. New York's definitely going to go red. But I think it's going to be much closer than people think. I think a lot of states are in play. There's not many states that I would say are a loss for Trump. Washington State and Oregon, losses. Of course, Washington, D.C. is a loss. You can't you can't win as a Republican in Washington, D.C. But many of these other states that people would generally look over, I think, are very much in play. Trump's actually talking about holding an event in the Bronx here soon in New York City. I can't remember a Republican ever holding an event in the Bronx in recent history. That's a big deal, going to places like that. Talking to people in the inner cities. I mean, that's a big move by Trump if he does that. I think he's going to win a lot of people over. That's why I say people should be very optimistic about the future. We have not won yet. I can't stress that enough. We can't celebrate. Things are trending very well for us right now, is what I will say. I don't like focusing on polls too much because we see where that gets us. I'd rather be up in polls than not, of course. But everybody needs to treat this like we're 10 points down. We can't let up on these people. This all comes from action. People taking action. It all comes down, like I said, it's just making a point to go out and vote. Making others more informed of what's going on. That's why me and Charlie do these videos. We're just small town people. We don't make any money off this. We do this on our own because we think what's going on right now is so important that people need to be more informed and be more engaged in what's going on. Because this is really our last shot if we want to save this republic. That's what people need to understand. This really could be our last shot. So that's why we focus so much on these elections and why we stress the message so much, to the point to where it's probably annoying with for some people watching this. But you have to make a point of going out and voting. This very well could be our last chance. Does anybody really believe we could survive 4 more years of this? I mean, that should be motivation enough for you to go out. Even if you don't like Trump the person, even if you hate the sound of his voice, if you're a reasonable person, you can acknowledge how much better shape our country was when he was in the White House, how we had peace through strength. We could go to the grocery store and not spend our whole paycheck. The other world leaders, especially the ones that hate us and would kill every one of us given the opportunity, were afraid of us because of Trump. If you're a reasonable person, you can acknowledge that. We don't have that now. We can't survive another 4 years like this. So that alone should be motivation enough for everybody to go out and vote for Trump.
I don't know if you can hear me or not.
I can hear you. Your picture's frozen, but I can hear you.
Yeah, my camera won't even come on now.
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Oh my! I don't know what's going on with this camera. That's crazy, but we were in lockdowns under Trump. I don't think so, buddy. You're locked down through everybody, even Biden when he took over because of COVID. So Trump was listening to Fauci, and Fauci's the one that put us in lockdown. So you can't sit there and blame Trump because he's not a doctor. He had to listen to the medical people.
Yeah, and that's one thing people need to understand. I've definitely, as big of a Trump supporter as I am, I've criticized stuff that Trump did regarding COVID. But, when you're in that situation and you've got to make decisions with very little information, I don't know how anyone could have really done better. Like I've talked to you about this before, Charlie. I wish he would have focused more on the therapeutics instead of the vaccine. I wish he would distance himself from Fauci a little sooner than he did. But you know what? I wasn't there. I don't know what information he was being fed, what exactly was going through his head. It's easy knowing what we know now that, he should have done this or he should have done that. But I mean, I don't think anybody else would have handled it any better. it's easy, hindsight's always 20/20. It's easy to sit here and criticize now. But I think he did as well as anybody could have done in that time.
Oh, you're definitely right there. 'Cause I am not being able to get this camera back to working.
At least your mic's working. That's all that matters.
Yeah, that's for sure. But I can't get you pictures up now. But now we got Trump at 59% at 189,632. Haley at 40%, 126,753. And that is with 36% of it coming in. So 60-40, we're still 20% difference. We're getting close to what they predicted. A 30% difference.
It's pretty bad we were able to predict this was going to be a landslide victory, huh?
Okay, here we go again.
Okay, now we see you.
I don't
For
get
now.
this. I don't know if I'm wearing it out or what's going on and why it keeps doing this, but I'm going to put my other cameras on. But I bought this one because my other camera was screwing up. So that's a problem. Yes, Trump will definitely learn a lot on his first term, Heidi. And he has said what he's going to do. And the first thing he's going to do is drill, baby, drill. And he's going to start a mass deportation and close our border. That's exactly what we, the people, want. Because you saw the other day, what was it? Yesterday, a couple days ago, the poor girl, nursing student from Georgia that got killed by an illegal immigrant, illegal criminal that has crossed this border because of the Biden administration. This is why I do my videos, and I'm sure Brendan does too, because we're sick of this stuff. We've got over 13 million illegal criminals in this country. And I don't care if you're a kid, you're a woman, or who you are. You come here and cross our borders without going through the process, you're a criminal.
Yep. Yeah, it doesn't matter who it is. You come here illegally, you're a criminal. That's the biggest thing that people misunderstand. We're not anti-immigration. There are a lot of people out in the world that would kill every single American if they had the opportunity. So, and that's the problem with the open border that Biden has created. We can't separate the good people from the bad. And I'm sure there are a lot of good people that are coming over the border that, just want a new start, a fresh start. And, they want to come to America, live the American dream, and all that's well and good, but they need to do it legally so we could separate the good people from the bad people. We don't have any of that right now. And especially we have the majority of people that are coming over now are Chinese nationals that just happen to be military age fighting men. That's comforting. We don't vet these people whatsoever. That's the problem with our current border, and it's a serious security risk because we don't know if these people are terrorists, if they're just waiting for orders to attack us. We don't know. And that's the problem. That's why we need mass deportations day one. That should be the first thing that Donald Trump does as soon as he takes his hand off the Bible and is sworn in as the 47th president of the United States. Should be mass deportation. He should take executive action on the border. Need to finish the wall. We need to kick all these people out. We need to take every single measure possible to secure the border to make sure that nobody comes in illegally.
Oh, you better believe it. Are you still hearing me as far as the mic goes?
Yeah, I could hear you.
All right.
I see Nemerata Haley is speaking now.
Oh, is she? Okay.
Yeah, she's up on Fox now. I don't know what she's saying, but because I got the volume off.
Let's see if we can see her. Trump's
I'm
at
blessed to have
60%.
served the state that raised me. And I look forward to
hear it at all?
continuing to be blessed
Yeah.
to serve the state that raised me, whether it's going and voting with my mom or whether it is being with our family. We're very grateful for the good people of South Carolina. Thank you. And it's a blessing to know that across our sweet state, everyone wants to bring back the America we know and love. That's the underlying message of what happened today. I want to congratulate Donald Trump on his victory. And I want to thank the people of South Carolina for using the power of your voice. No matter the results, I love the people of our state. I love what we accomplished together, and I love how we united during our worst challenges and tragedies. I've always seen our state as a family. Families are honest with each other. They say the hard truths. That's what I've done this entire campaign. And that's what I'll do now. What I saw today was South Carolina's frustration with our country's direction. I've seen that same frustration nationwide. I share it. I feel it to my core. I couldn't be more worried about America. It seems like our country is falling apart. But here's the thing. America will come apart if we make the wrong choices. This has never been about me or my political future.
Bullshit.
We need to beat Joe Biden in November.
You can't even
I
win
don't
one race.
believe Donald Trump can beat Joe Biden.
He can beat you.
Oh, God.
Nearly every day, Trump drives people away, including with his comments just yesterday. Today in South Carolina, we're getting around 40% of the vote.
Told ya.
Yeah, but he's getting 60.
Yeah.
That's about what we got in New Hampshire too. I'm gonna count it. I know 40% is not 50%. But I also know 40% is not some tiny group.
These people are all idiots. I think we lost the audio.
They want an
There it is.
alternative.
There it is.
I said earlier this week that no matter what happens in South Carolina, I would continue to run for president. I'm a woman of my word.
Well, see, I told you. I knew that twit wouldn't go anywhere.
I'm not giving up this fight when a majority of Americans disapprove of both Donald Trump and Joe Biden.
Then why aren't they voting for you?
South Carolina has spoken. We're the fourth state to do so. In the next 10 days, another 21 states and territories will speak. They have the right to a real choice. Not a Soviet-style election with only one candidate. And I have a duty to give them that choice. We can't afford 4 more years of Biden's failures or Trump's lack of focus. We're at $34 trillion in debt and counting. Not even a third of our 8th graders are proficient in reading. Families can't afford groceries. 9 million illegals have come to our border with enough fentanyl to kill every single American.
I think we lost it again.
And it's not just about politics.
There it is.
It keeps shutting itself
We
off.
won't get out of our downward spiral if we keep obsessing over the past. Does anyone seriously think Joe Biden or Donald Trump will unite our country to solve our problems?
Definitely. Trump will.
One of them calls his fellow Americans fascists. The other calls his fellow Americans vermin. They aren't fighting for our country's future. They're demanding we fight each other. The younger generation, my children's generation, knows it better than anyone. They deserve better. They deserve leadership. And so I will keep fighting for them and for you and for all of America.
Oh, my God.
From the start of this campaign, I have made clear that I'm running for president to save America. I'm running to remind us what it means to be an American.
And she's lying about everything she's
In
doing.
the America I know and love, we believe in each other. And we believe in America's inherent goodness. Now is the time to renew that belief. Now is the time to remember who we are. We're citizens of the greatest country in human history.
This is getting laughable, honestly.
And we must lead
Definitely
now more
is.
than ever before. I'm grateful to South Carolina. I always have been and I always will be. And I'm grateful that today is not the end of our story. We're headed to
All right, I
Michigan
can't listen to
tomorrow.
no more of this. So I just want to remind everyone about
To the Super Tuesday
joining us on
throughout
Tuesday
all of
for the
next
Michigan
week.
primaries.
We'll
I had
keep
enough of her mouth.
Yeah, thanks.
We knew this
I
was
need-
going to happen.
I need some aspirin.
Yeah. But again, I'd like to have everybody join us on Tuesday for the Michigan primaries. We'll be here at 8 o'clock doing the same thing, going over everything that's been going on through the week. This kind of crap with Nikki Haley. And we're going to look forward to the general elections and all the rest of the primaries that are going on.
Yep. And by the way, thanks everyone for continuing to stay on with us through the technical difficulties we had through the stream. It's very much appreciated. You guys stuck with us. Hope you guys will come back for our next stream. Hopefully we'll get everything cleaned up and we'll be able to show you guys some more content that we were able to today due to those difficulties. But once again, thank you everyone for sticking around with us and watching us throughout the entire stream. It's very much appreciated.
And hopefully we'll see you Tuesday, 8 o'clock for the Michigan primary. Please don't, again, go to our channels, follow us, share our videos. And for me, since I've had nothing but problems tonight, I hope to see you Tuesday, and I'll be putting out videos every day. So please watch them, share them with your friends and family. Get out and vote. Get all your friends and families and out and vote. We've got to do this. This is what we got to keep going. We got to get the word out. It's
Definitely.
not stopping now. We're not going to stop until November.
Yep, you got to be in the fight. If you're not in the fight now, now's the time to get in the fight. We don't have any room for passengers. You have to join the fight. And
again, I'm Charlie. I am the country conservative. And until Tuesday, I'll see you then.
And I'm Brendan of the Brendan Statler Show. Follow me on Rumble at Brendan Statler Show. Want to thank all of you again. Until next time, God bless you all.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.